I want to convey my condolences, and we are, as Muslims in the entire world, heartbroken of what happened in New Zealand. So our prayers and thoughts go to the victims and their families, and to the entire nation of New Zealand, and then to the humanity in general. I have watched the most gruesome video I have ever watched in my life, where a monster terrorist took up a gun and killed, massacred worshippers in a mosque, finishing up their prayers, peacefully worshiping God, harming nobody. They have done nothing to deserve what happened. All they have done is to worship God. And I want to thank the Prime Minister of New Zealand in her stand and strong condemnation of this terrorist. This kind of person, this terrorist, has no place in the world. Let me clear that. No terrorist has a place in humanity. They don't belong to us, they don't belong to anyone. And I also want to thank the mainstream media of New Zealand and around the world of calling this incident as a terror act. It was an act of terrorism, has no other name, and has no other label, and it should not be labeled otherwise. It was senseless. I want to raise real alarm about Islamophobia. It should be tackled in any form or shape of Islamophobia or any other religious phobia. People have their faiths and they're entitled to worship whoever they wish and want. And they should not die because they worship this way or that way. I want to condemn with my strongest terms this toxic political environment that we are in these days. All those politicians should be called out, because this is nothing but an incitement of those reckless political statements made here and there by politicians sitting in the highest places of people. They have to be called out, and mainstream media has responsibility. We are concerned. We're not afraid. We will worship God as long as we're alive. We will not be turned away from the mosques because of what's happening. We will come to the mosques. That is the statement or the news for those people that think we're not cowards. We will worship God to the last minute of our lives. We want the governments. We're concerned because this monster terrorist was wearing the name of the Quebec terrorist. This is absolutely absurd. It is absolutely unacceptable that January, what happened in Quebec, was not labeled as a day of Islamophobia. This is a call to the government of Trudeau and every single person, member of the parliament, to come up a solution to tackle Islamophobia. This is absolutely unacceptable that people worshiping in churches, mosques, synagogues, and other places of worship is to be afraid and to feel fear when they go into worship their God. This is senseless and has to be stopped. Everyone has a responsibility. Media should take their responsibility. Media should not spread Islamophobia, should not help or assist in any way or form any statement that will assist or help to create Islamophobia, because there are people out there like this terrorist that will take up arms and massacre innocent people. That's my statement. Thank you, CTV, for coming and hearing us.
Can you talk to us a little bit about how people here are feeling? Are they afraid?
People are concerned. We're not afraid. We will die one day. Everybody will die. But we are afraid that there are a lot of mentally maybe challenged people out there, people that are brainwashed, people that think things that don't exist in this world. Conspiracy is flying left to right in the social media and even the mainstream media. What is going on in the political environment of today is really toxic. And this is because of what's happening. This should be stopped. People are concerned, but they're not afraid to worship their God.
Are you taking any steps to increase security, or have you been in touch with the Calgary Police?
We have spoken with the police, and they are patrolling the area, and they told us also to be vigilant. I want also to include my statement that all the mosques, all the synagogues, all the churches, all the places of worship, to take the responsibility of securing the well-being, the safety and security of the people, to take measures, whatever it takes. I believe it's the time that the police have to designate special forces to watch those gathering places of gatherings where specific ethnic or specific religion people come together and gather in order to prevent such a heinous terrorist act that took place in New Zealand to be copycat by someone else that's as mentally sick as this crazy guy.
Is that one of your concerns, that someone else could potentially?
That is my concern. That is the concern of everyone who has mental capacity of understanding what's going on. It is something. This man was copycatting what happened in Quebec. He was wearing the name of the Alexander guy who has no respect for humanity. He came into a mosque and massacred people that worship in God, did nothing wrong to him or to anyone else. We are entitled to worship as humans to whoever we think is right to worship. And we should not die because of choosing this religion or that. We should not die. This is the concern. It's a concern that's really exists in our hearts.
How can us Canadians that are not Muslim, how can we help?
You can help. The Canadians, mainstream Canadians have responsibility of tackling Islamophobia. And those bigots out there, including some politicians, they need to speak up and face these people to turn them away from this crazy idea that if you are Muslim, you deserve to die. For what? We are always being labeled by terrorism by the mainstream media, but we are the victims of terrorism most of the times, or majority of the times. We are being terrorized here and everywhere. We need mainstream Canadians to stand up and to stand side by side with the Muslim brothers and sisters in their neighbors, in their neighborhood, in their cities, in their places. They should stand up with us. This is the time to unite, and to unite in a right cause, and to unite against bigots and haters and people that spread these conspiracies and hatred around the world.
That was all of my questions. Was there anything else you'd like to say?
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, the opportunity, and please feel well and welcome to Abu Bakr Musalla. Anytime, all the times. I also, yes, my statement should be added. I call the Canadian people, Calgarians, to come and join us in Fridays, to see how we worship God, to see who we are, to know us. The door is widely open for you, anytime, every time. You can call us, you can come to us, you can learn and know us. You should know us. You should not be afraid of us, as some people want you to be afraid of us. We're not terrorists. We're the victims of last night's massacre. We are here as everyone else. We are here to make Calgary and Canada home. Canada is a beautiful, the most beautiful country in the world, and we want to be part of it. Simple. Everyone wants to be in the best place in the world. That is Canada. We want to be in Canada. We want to be part of Canada. We want to be the culture of Canada. We don't want to be isolated or pushed away. And indeed, we're not going anywhere. We're here and we're here to stay. Our kids, we have third, fourth generation of Muslim people born in Calgary. Calgarians welcomed us 100 years ago. And we are always welcome. Anyone who wants to know us, about us and about our culture and our religion, the doors are always open. We have sermon, Friday sermon, from 1:30 to 2 o'clock to 2:10:20 every Friday. You are welcome, all of you. Please bring your friends, sisters, your brothers. Come to us, worship with us, help us make people understand who we are. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity again.
Very well said, and thank you for inviting us. I do appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.